Hello everyone, welcome to China Overview. I'm Zhang Fangwei from Beijing University of Posts and Telecommunications. In the previous lessons, we have talked about different aspects of the traditional Chinese medicine. So do you still remember what we have already discussed? Let me remind you. We have discussed the philosophies behind the traditional Chinese medicine. We have discussed the famous ancient doctors. For example, Shen Nong and Sun Simiao. We also talked about the important theory such as yin and yang and the 5 elements, and also the holistic view towards the human activities. And today, let's see what we are going to learn today. So actually today we'll learn this part, the diagnosis and the treatment. Because we have discussed the theories, the doctors, the classical books. So you might want to know how a traditional Chinese medicine doctor might diagnose your diseases, or how would they help you to cure your diseases. And that's what we are going to learn in today's lesson. So we talk about the 4 examinations, that is in Chinese, 四诊法, and we talk about Chinese herbal medicine, or we say compendium of materia medica in Chinese, that is 本草纲目. And also we'll discuss the external treatment, the dietary therapy, and the moderate movement. So first, let's see the 4 examinations. The first method is observation. So if you go to the doctor would first observe your color of your skin, whether your eyes are very bright or not, such things that they will observe you. And the second method is the tongue inspection. That's a very important aspect, or a very important method in TCM. The doctor will ask you to open your mouth and show him your tongue, because there's a lot of secrets in your tongue. So let's first see the zones of the tongue reveal the condition of the qi. Remember the qi. The qi is very important thing in your body, right? And the internal organs. And just now we mentioned the 5 elements, right? The water, the wood, the earth, the metal, and the fire, such things. And these areas actually refers to these organs. It's regarded that by analyzing the different parts of your tongue, the doctor can know which part of your body has some diseases. So you see these areas refers to the kidney, the bladder, and the intestines. I think when you are watching this part, you can open your mouth and observe your own tongue. And this part refers to the liver, the gallbladder, these 2 parts. And the center part reflects the situations of the spleen, stomach, and this part lung, and the top part of the tongue reflects the situation of the heart. So you might want to know what is a normal tongue, right? So let's see some requirements for a normal tongue. A normal tongue should be pink, muscular, without tooth marking or discoloration, and have a very thin, clear coating that exhibits proper salivary secretions. Monitor your evolving health level by noticing the color, the shape, and coating changes in specific zones. Let's see a picture of a normal tongue. So this is a picture of a normal tongue, or a healthy tongue. So notice that it's nice pink in color, uniform everywhere, and with a thin white coating. The moisture is good, and overall this tongue just looks good. So you can compare your tongue with this tongue to see whether you're healthy or not. The next part is auscultation and olfaction. So the doctor would try to hear, do you make any special sound or noises to see the patient? And also the doctor would try to smell any smells made by the patient to see what might be the problems. And inquiry. Inquiry is also a very important part. If you go to a traditional Chinese medicine doctor, the doctor would ask, how well did you sleep last night? What about your diet? And do you feel happy or unhappy? Do you suffer from some pressures? So this is a very important part. Do you remember we mentioned that influenced by the Buddhism, and also because the TCM has a holistic view, right? So TCM doctors, they think that a person's or a patient's diseases might come from some sudden change in emotions. So they will ask you to see your daily routines to see if there are some reasons for the sudden change in your emotion, and that this sudden change in emotion might result in a certain diseases. And the pulse examination, so they will try to see your pulse, and it's said that they can even tell whether you are pregnant or not by feeling your pulse. And after talking about the diagnosing method, you might want to know, so what kind of medicine can we eat, or any methods for us to restore our health. So the first thing is the Chinese herbal medicine. The Chinese herbal medicine is to help people to restore the balance of energy, body and spirit to maintain health, because we mentioned previously that if the yin and the yang is not balanced, then a person might have diseases, right? So the function of Chinese herbal medicine is to help you to restore the balance, to stimulate the body's natural healing process. So some people might say, oh, the TCM medicine is a bit slowly, functions a bit slowly, but because it aims at the natural healing process. And then we'll talk about one important medical book. That's this book, 本草纲目. The Compendium of Materia Medica is a pharmaceutical anthology written by Li Shizhen, a famous herbalist, medical scientist, and a natural historian in the Ming Dynasty. Do you still remember Sun Simiao? We talked in the previous lesson. Sun Simiao is from the Tang Dynasty, and Li Shizhen is in the Ming Dynasty. So it's known as the magnum opus of the Oriental pharmacology. So 本草纲目 is actually another important classical medical book in Chinese medical history. And this is a picture of Li Shizhen, a very slim man, right? And in this book, you can see this is a picture of the book. You can see for different plants, you can see the picture. It's painted, right? And you can also see the name of the plant. So by using this book, you can take them with you and go to the wild area and try to find the useful medicine by yourself. One of my relatives, he learned 本草纲目 and he cured one of disease by himself. And at least 1,892 medical substances and 11,096 prescriptions. It also includes 1,111 beautiful illustrations, and these are the beautiful illustrations. Yeah, very good painting skills. And then, after talking about the medicine part, we will learn the external treatment. The first way is acupuncture. It looks very scary, right? Have you ever tried that? It works. One of my friends, she tried that one, and even beautified her. And the second method is moxibustion. We use the moxibustion method to heat the place that needs to be recovered. For example, if you have problems in your back, then you can use this method. You can use this one, we say 艾灸, to heat the area. Or for example, if you have a stomach ache, you can use 艾灸 to heat your stomach area. So that's the moxibustion. And some people say that, teacher, I want to try this one at home. Can I? Of course, you can go to the website to order the 艾灸from internet, and it will provide you with a picture of the different areas or points for you to know if you want to cure some kind of illnesses, which area can you use. So I think you can try this at home. It works. And this is what we say massage, or we say 推拿. You can see it will massage different areas to soothe your hurting parts. And the cupping therapy. So first they will heat the cup and then put the cups onto your body. For example, like this person, they put the cup onto his back, and you will see these areas will be colored. And this is a method that's widely used among the athletes, especially the swimmers. You can see the two persons. Do you know them? Because it's regarded that if a person who stays in the water for a long time, then its body is very cold. We say 寒. So by using cupping method, the 寒气, the qi, remember the cold qi can be taken away from this person's body. And if the han qi is taken away from this person's body, so the body would restore its balance, right? So that's why the Western athletes, they also use the cupping method. Right, look at this one, the two. I think you know him, right? Phelps, who won a lot of gold medals. I think some of his results can also be owing to the traditional Chinese medicine. And then we'll move on to the dietary therapy. Because I mentioned previously, the food we eat can actually help us to recover or can help us to prevent the disease, right? So dietary therapy is a unique part of TCM culture. Dietary therapy includes choosing foods that help maintain health and which also have a medical effect. Foods are chosen for people to eat based on their physical conditions and the illnesses they are experiencing. These foods are then prepared and cooked in a way that will maximize their health-giving and disease-curing potential. For example, ginger tea. In the cold winter, a cup of ginger tea will warm us a lot. And also I need to remind you that traditional Chinese medicine emphasizes that for different, even for the same symptoms, it might be resulted from different sources. For example, if you eat too much, especially for the kids, the babies, if they eat too much, then they may have a fever. So that kind of fever cannot be cured by eating the medicine, treating the coldness, right? And if a person who, for example, you work outside in a very cold weather without wearing adequate clothes, then I think ginger tea will help you. So TCM emphasizes that for different symptoms, even for the same symptoms, they will first know the sources or the causes of these symptoms. That's why the doctor would use the inquiry method in the examination, because they need to have a very clear idea of what kind of disease you actually have. And also, for example, the white pepper and black pepper is also for the coldness. And like the coarser grains porridge, it's also very healthy, right? And the last thing, TCM emphasizes a lot on the moderate movement. TCM attaches great importance to movement, especially exercise. It's said that the one who moves is healthy, and the movements help avoid aging. Physical exercise has been used as an important way to maintain health and prevent disease throughout much of Chinese history. Its beginnings can be traced back to the spring and autumn and the warring states periods. And now you are going to see two important kind of practices in ancient China. And even nowadays, the older people, like my parents, they also use that. The first one is the 5 animal exercise. 五禽戏. So you can see we have the tiger style, the deer style, the bear style, ape style, and the bird style. That's called 五禽戏. And also we have the 8 brocades of Qigong, 八段锦. So every time after a very long hour of study or long hour of work, you can try 八段锦 or 五禽戏. It really works because many of my foreign students, they have tried that and they tell me they make them feel energetic again. And in the next hour, we'll talk about the development in traditional Chinese medicine. But that's all for today. Today we talked about the examination method and the treatment method. We talked about the external treatments, the dietary treatments, and also we emphasized a lot on the movements. But remember, you do the movements, you do the exercises, but not too much. Because according to the TCM, too much can also result in some illnesses. So moderate movement. Remember the keyword, moderate. Okay, that's all for today's lesson. See you next time. Thank you very much.